Abraham Lincoln, a name synonymous with leadership, freedom, and sacrifice. He is one of the most revered presidents in American history. But who was the man behind the legacy? Today, we dive deep into the life, struggles, and triumphs of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, born on February 12, 1809, in a one-room log cabin in Hardin County, Kentucky. Abraham Lincoln's early life was marked by hardship and poverty. His family lived a modest life, and his formal education totaled less than 1 year. Despite this, young Lincoln developed a love for reading and self-education, which would serve him well in the future. He often borrowed books from neighbors and read everything he could get his hands on, from the Bible to Shakespeare. This passion for knowledge and a burning curiosity would shape his character and his approach to politics later in life. In 1834, Lincoln entered politics, serving in the Illinois state legislature. It was here that he started to develop his strong opposition to slavery, a stance that would define his political career. Lincoln soon gained a reputation for his honesty and eloquence, earning him the nickname Honest Abe. His most famous debates came in 1858, when he ran against Stephen A. Douglas for a U.S. Senate seat. Though he lost the election, his speeches on the moral and legal wrongs of slavery elevated him to national prominence. 2 years later, in 1860, Abraham Lincoln would be elected President of the United States. As soon as Lincoln assumed office, the nation was on the brink of war. The southern states, fearing that Lincoln's presidency would lead to the end of slavery, seceded from the Union, forming the Confederate States of America. What followed was one of the darkest periods in American history, the Civil War. Lincoln faced immense pressure from all sides. He was criticized by some for being too slow to act and by others for going too far. But despite the strain, Lincoln remained committed to preserving the Union. His resolve would be tested time and time again over the next 4 years of bloody conflict. On January 1, 1863, Abraham Lincoln issued one of the most significant documents in American history, the Emancipation Proclamation. It declared that all slaves in the Confederate States were to be set free. Though it didn't immediately free all enslaved people, the proclamation changed the character of the war. It turned the fight for the Union into a fight for human liberty and marked the beginning of the end for slavery in the United States. In November 1863, Lincoln delivered one of the most famous speeches in American history at the dedication of the Soldiers' National Cemetery in Gettysburg. The Gettysburg Address was brief, just 272 words, but it captured the essence of what the war was about and Lincoln's vision for the nation's future. In just a few sentences, Lincoln reaffirmed the purpose of the war and set forth a vision of a united country dedicated to freedom and equality for all. By April 1865, the war was over, the Union had been preserved, and slavery in America was effectively abolished. But just as Lincoln's vision for a reunited and healed nation was becoming reality, tragedy struck. On the evening of April 14, 1865, just 5 days after the end of the Civil War, Abraham Lincoln was assassinated by John Wilkes Booth while attending a play at Ford's Theater in Washington, D.C. He passed away the next morning, plunging the nation into mourning. Though his life was cut short, Abraham Lincoln's legacy has endured. His leadership during the Civil War, his commitment to ending slavery, and his vision for a united America have made him one of the most respected figures in history. Today, he is remembered not only for his accomplishments, but for the values he stood for: equality, freedom, and unity. As we reflect on the life of Abraham Lincoln, we are reminded that true leadership requires sacrifice, and that the path to justice is often long and difficult, but always worth the journey. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the lives of history's greatest leaders.